Yo, yo, yo.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, man?
What are you watching? The Rapids?
It's LAFC Colorado Rapids Champions Cup.
All right.
There's also Liga MX on right now. But it's all on VIX. I don't have
Um,
VIX.
I'm Vix. Yeah, I don't have it either. Chicago, Tigres lost, no?
They lost to Juarez today, yeah.
the surprise defeat of the week.
Yeah, dude. Ugh. Let me kick this off. We can get into it.
Did you before we go? Did you see Chucky? See, he made his debut with
I didn't watch the game, but I know he got an assist.
Okay, we could just mention it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Cantina MX Football Podcast, episode 453. We have a double jornada this week. Jornada 8 just ended over the weekend, and we've already had match day 9 results. Some shocking ones to begin this week. The big one, Juarez upsetting Tigres. But we have a lot to go over tonight. There's also Champions Cup action undergoing right now. LAFC 2, Colorado 2 with about 6 minutes to go. So we'll be monitoring that to figure out what the round of 16 looks like in the Champions Cup. And we also have a preliminary list of 60 players for the Nations League. And there's some good names on there, some names on there that shouldn't be there. We're going to dive into it tonight. We're live on YouTube, live on Twitter Spaces. Want to welcome my friend Joel. How we doing?
What is up, Jaime? What is up, dude? Just here, man. It's been a good week. Lots of football news. Lots of good news for my ears, especially down south, down in Buenos Aires.
Oh, yeah? What happened with Boca?
They lost in penalties to, I know they lost to a Peruvian team, uh, but I know in the series the fans were just losing their shit. And who knows if Gago survives this, because having lost that playoffs, it was like a playoff series, or to qualify, they're out of Libertadores and I believe Sudamericana. So I think that they there goes that extra bonus money. But yeah, fans are livid, and I'm like, you guys paid 2 million for that. You,
Chivas get the last laugh. Fernando Gago at Boca. You know, I was watching a clip from some of the pundits, catching their emotions right after their game, after the game. Not this one, but I think from over the weekend, and they were like, "This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's an idiot." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Damn, bro, that's how you treat your Boca legends." And then with tonight's result, getting eliminated from Copa Libertadores, you have to expect some decisions will be made. My question though is, I love karma, man. I love the fact that Gago's getting his shit pushed in. But did the check clear? Did we get our 2 million? Because they might want to try to return him, and then we don't do
it's
returns.
broken. It's all broken. No sirve. Um, yeah, bro. Senator Tapatio. I haven't heard Chivas complain, so And I think they did get their money because they never made it. Chivas was prepared, to take this to the courts, to take it to FIFA and whatnot. And so I do think they got their money. So that's right there on his agent, on him, on Tevez. Um, no, no, not Tevez. What's his name?
Riquelme.
Riquelme. Yes, sir. Thank you. It's on Riquelme, who is probably. But I think the fans should be upset with this guy too. Things haven't seemed to have been working out with him under the helm, and the biggest the rivals are the opposite, um, which is everything's going better for them across town.
Yeah. Real quick before we kick off the show, want to give some flowers to the previous episode. Thank you guys for hosting last week, Rifalo. Also, a big shout out. If we got any listeners in Nashville, I fuck with you guys. I was out there for my sales kickoff. Nashville gets down. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. It doesn't matter how cold it is. 10 degrees out there. Y'all get down. Down, down, down. It was fun. I had a blast. Unfortunately, wasn't able to catch the last episode with the Chivar scandal. I was really upset with Pulido's goal getting recalled, and then the scandal that broke out after that, and it almost happened again on the weekend with Pachuca. Chivas were down a goal. Pulido has a beautiful ball. He puts it away, and he celebrates, but the referee calls it offside. And it was like it was like a no-brainer. It was not offside because it was deflected by the Pachuca player. And I'm surprised, honestly, that Chivas flipped the script on Pachuca. We got a 2-1 victory on Saturday. I didn't like the way the game ended. I didn't like the second half from Chivas. They just tried to hold on to the lead. They didn't try to score another goal. And miraculously, we get the victory over Pachuca.
I missed that match, but it's a good win, especially Pachuca for many years has been Chivas Coco. And finally, Chivas seems to be getting the upper hand when they play against them. So that's always good.
Yeah. I mean, Pachuca has a great team. They were third place in the. Were they third place? Did they get to the final of the Club World Cup final? I forgot. It's been a longing already, but they had a great running in the Club World Cup. Montiel got some acknowledgement there, and I feel like Pachuca's got a great team. They got King Solomon and Idrisi, and they look good. They look good, and I'm surprised that again that we got the victory, and a lot of mistakes from Tiva, and yeah, man, I was happy to get a valuable 3 points on Saturday. We actually play San Luis tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes. San Luis is having a bad tournament. They're in last place. FC Gorditos, did you catch the Pachuca match?
I did. I did watch the game. Um, I it was crazy because in the first 20 minutes we were just we couldn't find our footing. It was like Pachuca was on a straight
Mm-hmm.
attack. Especially cuando cayó el gol. When Chivas always gets scored on early on, todos se ponen cabizbajos. They don't know what to do. Uh, it's just crazy. But it seems like after it was like some tactical change que hizo Oscar, and then they started to get their footing, and obviously with Pulido's goal, everything started to turn our way. So it was a good match. It was a good test for us as well.
Yeah, I think it's taken a little bit too long to see Oscar Garcia's vision for the club. They have glimpses every now and then of a team that's gelling, but I think defensively still is our our biggest weakness.
It is for some odd reason. Porque he found Pulido. Ya tenemos un striker again. Ya, ya estamos bien. La media seems to be solid as well. It's just that defensive. He can't find like su defensiva. Who's gonna? Tio is just not a guarantee anymore. He keeps making those mistakes. Obviously, um, no nos costó in this upcoming match with Pachuca, but he still makes childish errors. I'm waiting for Luis Ray, to get another chance. He played good, so we'll see.
Yeah, I was surprised to see the preliminary list that dropped not too long ago and seeing Tiva's name on there. I'm like, I don't know what you see in that guy, bro. Like, honestly.
Sabe, pero
Well, that's
yeah,
just not
he's
much
big.
Chivas, right? Their
What's
depth
up?
hasn't been Chivas. They don't have that much depth on the squad.
No.
Um, where and I guess with the youth, he's just not convinced to that point of benching this guy. Because yeah, I do agree with a lot of people who've been critical of Tiwais. And when these players like that, when they lose a step or two, that's when you just give the next guy starts getting a chance, and then Tiva has to like start trying harder and try to figure shit out before he
Yeah, cause
loses his spot. And that's what breeds the competition within the squad. But if he he
yeah,
keeps
cause
starting week after week,
yeah, it seems like Tiba's gotten complacent. He's like, nadie me va a banquear, and he just keeps making stupid mistakes. Como que ya no le está echando ganas. Well, no que no le está echando ganas, but he doesn't see anybody else's competition, so he's like very comfortable in his position. Y como I guess he has a top dog position within the squad también, like in the locker room, he has a presence. So dice, no me van a banquear. I'm top dog right now.
Hey everyone, how's it going? I just wanted to chime in real quick.
Hey,
Can you guys hear
welcome.
me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, yeah, I totally agree that the weakest link right now is the defensive side of Chivas. And FC Gorditos was saying last week how Sepulveda will try to do these long balls, and he'll always like lose possession in the build-up play that he tries to do. And it's because like we're putting him as like the main center back, and he's just not that guy. It's unfortunate, but he can't be the guy who like we can rely on to build in the like from the back, and he's just getting exposed a lot. But during this last game, the guy who really let me down was Tapias, who got the double yellow, got a red card. And it was like right one after the other. It's like goldfish memory. He got this yellow card, and then almost immediately afterwards, he gets the second yellow for stopping a counterattack. And I understand like having to like wanting to stop that, but like you're on a yellow, like come on, let's think a little bit. But like those two guys, I don't really like them, but I feel like we've looked better because Oscar found out that we have to have three in the back. He was doing two in the back, and it just wasn't working for us. So we got three now. But like after getting that red card, we really just were bunkering down, and Pachuca could have equalized and won it even, which is unfortunate because we still can't close out games.
Yeah.
Which is like really concerning. Anyways, I just want to chime that in real quick.
Yeah. I the second goal from Chivas was very interesting. The corner kick, everybody was, it was one of those corner kicks that would, they prepared for in training, and Romo ended up scoring. And people were like talking shit about it, like, oh, if you guys were to run that play 100 times, you guys would never score that again. But it got me thinking about set pieces and how, like, when it comes to corner kicks, everyone does the same shit all the time. Like, why Why not switch it up? Why not put 10 players in the 6 box? Like, why not put everybody in a circle and do ring around the rosy and then break out when they kick the ball? You know, it's like, I don't know, man. I just feel like they need to do some innovation there. And I'm glad that Oscar did that. But yeah, I thought it was a funny goal.
You know, we should see more of that. Like, um, this epoch, this like era in football, like has developed the set piece specialist in soccer. Like it wasn't here before. Like, but like Arsenal, they have a set piece specialist, and a lot of their goals, like their game winning clutch goals this season and last season, were just off set pieces. And so like it's becoming more important in the modern game, and I love to see this. Yeah, like we definitely need to have more like rehearsed set pieces, and I do think like other leagues are going to be developing it, and we're going to see it become a more pivotal piece years
Yeah.
to come.
I remember when I played high school soccer, there was a guy on the opposite team that, you know, could do that one throw in where like they do like a flip. Like, you know what I'm talking about? It's like they do like a front flip, and
Oh yeah.
every throw in became a corner kick. And it was just such a pain in the ass having to deal with that the whole game. And it's just like, damn, bro, like people need to take advantage of these, dead ball situations and really come with like a strategy. And I feel like that would be really fun to do and see in the modern game for sure. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on this list of 60 players for the Nations League. I mentioned Sepulveda being on that list, Piojo Alvarado, Mateo Chavez, Isaac Romo, Castillo from Chivas, and Rangel. I'm really upset that they didn't call up Gamberos, man. I feel like he's been fucking killing it, and I would have loved to see him featured on this list. I know he might not make the final cut, but to not even go, man, is a wasted inspiration.
Güey, no mames. Mexico already got burnt with Cachirules once. What do you think we're going to do with him? Porque ese güey tiene 30. Like, a mí no me echas mentiras.
Hey, wait, just because he has a Vegeta haircut, wait, doesn't mean he's old, way.
Wait, it's not even the Vegeta haircut. Like, one, the receding hairline is down. But the fact that it's thinning and that motherfucker has seen like at least 2 repossessions, 1 divorce, and 1 child support like court battle. Like, he's been through it.
That's funny. Yeah, I think he should have, especially how he's doing right now at Chivas. He's benched Cal, man. I mean, he's the real deal. There's some other players on this list. Just makes me bash, like Gallardo from Toluca. Like, really, we're still calling him up? I don't know, man. A lot of sacred cows on this list.
Pero también, güey, it's a preliminary list. Like, it's not even the final list. So over half of those dudes aren't even going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
So nos falta, güey. We're not quite there yet. Like, Cruz Azul also has a bunch of people on there. Shit, Charlie's going. Like, no mames.
Yeah.
You know, it's so interesting that you mentioned Gallardo because we really are lacking in that department. Like the only people that I see here that could really compete for that position is Angulo, who's looked awful, as well as Arteaga, who has been snubbed since the end of the Jimmy era, but he's in the preliminary roster. But we're not getting who I would have gotten, who is, I think, Brian Rodriguez, the left back for Pachuca. Or no, Brian Gonzalez. You know, he was called up under Jimmy, but he's looking good right now. But he wasn't called up in this preliminary roster. But Gallardo was, and he's going to be our starter for sure. Like because the other 2 guys have barely featured. But it's interesting. Like that is a weak spot for us.
I know, right? We're gonna start seeing Chaca Rodriguez on that list, and oh man. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see who ends up making the final cut. I did see Mora on there from Tijuana, Efrain Alvarez from Tijuana as well. Quinones, who's doing really good in Saudi Arabia. I kind of forgot about him ever since he went abroad, but he's on that list. Chino, Huerta, Huescas, Ochoa, unfortunately.
Just to touch on Quinones, this guy has 15 goals and 4 assists in 19 matches. So he's like one of the best players in Saudi Arabia. So he's competing against like I don't know Firmino, who was the Liverpool striker. He was like this African dude, Mane. He's competing against Cristiano Mane and like other like big timers, right? And he's one of the best in that league. So Quinones, we really can't understate like how good this guy's doing.
Yeah, I was worried. I was worried about him dropping form, going to a league that, let's be honest, is still in the development stage. I know that they do have and have attracted a lot of big names in Saudi Arabia, but the overall, the overall league, I don't think is as competitive as Liga MX. So I was concerned that, he was just going to get a fat check and drop form, but I'm glad that he's taking it very serious. I got a question to ask you guys. Does Chucky Lozano deserve to be on this list? He joined an expansion team in San Diego, but he hasn't really been playing. I know he got assists on his debut, but I feel like Chucky's been out of it for a long time.
I haven't kept up with Chucky. Apenas comenzó with San Diego, right? What was he doing after that? Before that, was he playing with PSV or anything like that?
I don't think he's been playing. I think the deal went through in like January. So I don't know if he's just been training with the team, since
So he
then.
was injured. He was injured, but he's been
Está
injured
lesionado.
for like 2 years now. He's been on and off injured. But he was injured after it was announced that he was sold, but he heated up right before his injury, a couple of goals and assists. And then, today, or was it today or was it yesterday or over the weekend? I forget when it was. He got an assist as well. But like the thing about Chucky is he's always been just blistering speed, attacking space, like he can't dribble in tight spaces. Like he's not a guy. He's limited, right, in what he can bring to the table, and it's only gonna get like worse from here on out. He's only gonna lose that pace, and so like I don't know like where he's gonna be in a year's time, and we have better options right now with Quinones, Chino Huerta. It's just and also he's badmouthed the national team, right, and like the federation and all that stuff. So
Did he really?
He might be blackballed. He said something. I forgot what. Like he didn't understand what Jimmy wanted from them, and then
Oh,
No,
wow.
that's not bad mouthing. That's criticizing. Come on,
Hey,
big
wait, pero
brother.
you can't say shit about la selección nacional because they always ban people like that.
Nah, no one's been banned. Come on, who?
Del
Seriously,
Chicha? What happened to Chicha?
name.
Oh, Chicha porque llevó las
Chicha
pinches
sucks.
the brunch.
He,
It was after the brunch situation que ya no lo quisieron hablar. He was banned.
he was banned. But the Chicha thing, supposedly it was that during the World Cup, um, he was trying to negotiate some
Las primas.
sponsorship. Yeah, and it
Yep.
was right during the tournament, and that he was trying to stage a coup. But I mean, that's more serious, like trying to like threaten to not play or
That was him on
um.
Layun, right?
And I don't know who it was. It was the other player at the time. They dyed their hair blonde.
Oh, Salcedo, I think.
Yeah,
Salcedo did that too.
yeah. It was yeah, and they were like leading that, but for just like straight criticism, because Rafa Marquez the same thing of Hugo Sanchez when Sanchez first took over and he told the media, we don't really know what he how he wants us to play, and that was Hugo starting his tenure, which I thought was kind of fucked up. Like, you might be honest, but I mean, it's I don't see how this helps Um, and so yeah, for talking like that, I don't. I've never seen anyone get 86 from the national team for
So
talking like
like
that.
so this has been talked about in like some of the highest media circles, and that
Yeah,
doesn't mean it's real,
yeah,
but it is worth mentioning. Like this is something that's happened. You know, rumors have it that it's affected his standing with the national team. Of course,
yeah,
there's plausible deniability. You know, this isn't confirmed by any means, but you know,
yeah.
it is a
But
thought.
well, let's just go through the thing though. Like, who would you piss off? That would then make that call because they have their meetings like their Hall of Justice, and they all go and sit down and decide what to do. So it's like a committee. You could say that Azcárraga has the most say, but they all, I mean, they both have their input, and it's like you have to piss a lot of people off, you know, to get like acts like that. Um, so I don't really think you have to do something pretty bad, um, where you straight messed with the federation. Um, but just talking shit, like maybe you criticize the coach. I don't think that would like get him blocked. I do think is the different
So
coaches, his form's never been. He's to me hasn't seemed consistent.
so
He's living out of his Germany goal. Sorry, Rifalo. Yeah, he's living out of a Germany goal.
Yeah. See. Okay.
That's the only thing
I
he's
I,
done.
I agree. I agree. But I just posted an article about why he was banned, published by BN Sports, and they're saying it's a culmination of things. But they all have Chucky Lozano being a diva as the common denominator, right? And so like
Hmm.
it might be a culmination of a lot of things over a period of time. And then like, is this guy worth it? He hasn't really delivered since the Germany goal, like FC Gordito said. Like, would it be better just to cut ties with this diva, right? Like, so I mean, it's something that I can't disbelieve, but I don't 100% believe as well.
I think
Well,
the good thing is we haven't hurt without him, right? Like we've developed some great wingers, some great talent. So out of sight, out of mind when it comes to Chucky Lozano. I almost forgot this dude existed, and him going to the
Yeah.
MLS and playing for an expansion club. Yeah, I'm not saying his form will drop or anything, but to say he's gonna be our undisputed starter or even make it to the World Cup, I'm very, very bullish on that.
Yeah. I mean, for me, the call up it is 60 players. So if you're the coach, you just want to see what he brings to the table. You want to see if there's a fire lit in his ass. I see that to me a big part of what they're doing is working with the internal competition, where if you're part of that team, you're seeing this list where the players don't feel that their spot is secure. And I think that that creates more competition within the team. Some of the players have to be more hungry, just wanted more.
Ahora, chavos, really quickly, I just want to correct something that Joel said when talking about Los Borrados, right? Now, you mentioned that they get together in the halls of justice, right? But let's not
Yeah,
forget who we're talking about. We're talking about FMFA. So if anything,
yeah,
it's more as if they assemble in the Legion of Doom, this swampy
yeah.
area that nobody really knows where it is, but it's dirty and a lot of fucking funny things happen around there. So when we frame it in that matter, you mean to tell me that these motherfuckers don't get together and decide who goes and who doesn't?
So we no, but who goes and who doesn't? I mean, it's more along the lines of you got banned. Like they all come to agreement and say, "Fuck this guy. He's not coming up to the national team." I agree with you about who goes and who doesn't because I do think you want representation for your club. So you're gonna fight to have as many players as you can from your team, especially if you're doing good. And I do think that happens. It's pretty obvious, especially since your players are going for free, and if they get injured, there's no compensation. But I do feel clubs would do that. So if you're in a team, you're you're in that meeting, you're gonna push for your boy to get a call up. Um,
Pero, güey, ¿quién dice que no hay compensation? Like, FIFA has a security slash insurance clause that if your player gets injured during a FIFA window, they pay their fees until they're fully
like
recovered.
the medical fees or
Their club
wages.
fees, their wages.
Esa no me la sabía, güey. I'm gonna have to go dig in there.
No, sí, güey. Es una regla. Por eso es el pedo de fechas FIFA. Si el jugador se te truena durante una fecha FIFA, FIFA te paga.
I didn't hear about that. It's like workers'
That's
comp or some shit.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So, is it the FIFA insurance plan? Todos los players tienen uno. Hey,
Just
Dia,
in the window, he said.
so in the Legion of Doom, Azcárraga, ¿quién es?
He's
Ya
the main
sabes
bad
quién
one,
es,
so
güey.
it'll
Es
be,
pinche Lex Luthor.
Yes,
No
Lex
way. He's
Luthor.
more like
Sí.
a Vandal Savage, no?
¿Quién?
Bro,
Wait,
y'all some
Immortal?
fucking fucking nerds, bro. I don't know what the
Wait,
fuck.
I don't.
You don't know
Savage?
who Vandal Savage is?
I don't
No,
do
güey.
the
Immortal,
what is that? Comic
Superman
books?
villain?
What is that?
Yeah.
Wait, who?
Güey,
I
te
imagine
faltó
like a
barrio,
skull-shaped
güey.
island.
Oh my.
A skull-shaped island, man. That's where they're meeting. Some like
That's right.
70s
But who's? I
skull-shaped
still
island.
didn't hear who Randall Savage is. I don't. Sounds like
Vandal,
a basketball player.
Vandal
Vandal?
Savage.
No, wait, who?
Es
Dude,
inmortal,
like,
güey.
but he's
They
from
had the
DC.
same
Right?
intellect. Yeah, DC Comics, yeah.
Is he
Superman
new,
villain.
dude?
Well,
He must be
también
new,
es
güey.
este Flash. No,
Nobody.
he's not
No,
new.
güey. He's been
old.
there for a while. Es como si te digo, el tío Richie es pinche Black Manta.
Neta.
Black Manta.
I don't understand the references, guys.
Whoa.
Look at that guy.
Wow.
Like,
You know what, bro?
Black
Your
Manta's
parents
from the
loved you,
Aquaman
and
movie.
that's where they went wrong. All right? They cared for you. Te dieron atención. Te faltó barrio,
Yeah.
carnal.
The TV was in your babysitter.
I was too busy macking on chicks, bro. I'm sorry.
No, not at that age, güey. No mames, güey. This is. You're
Mira,
still a
güey,
kid.
este carnal no vio caricaturas en el
No,
5
güey.
a las 5.
No les tocó, but no le tocaron las buenas a mi Jaime. That's no
I
Super
had
Friends,
cable
no.
growing up.
That
I'm
was
sorry,
Super-
man. I'm sorry.
Güey, Jaime nunca
Sí,
vio
güey, no,
Golden
Nickelodeon.
después de las 12 de la noche.
Well, you never saw the Justice League on the Toonami?
No, bro. I wasn't watching
What?
that.
Cartoon Network? Come on.
I wasn't watching that, bro. I was watching Liga MX, bro, when I was like 5 and 6, dude. I was obsessed, bro. I was obsessed with soccer.
Look at this guy.
I was like, dude, it's like you go to a bar and it's like all these grown ass men smoking cigarettes, and I was like that one kid just like watching the game with them. Like, what? Like, who is? How'd they let him in, bro? Especially like when like Copa Libertadores was like on closed circuit TV and you couldn't watch it. Yeah,
nice,
bro. I was that
yes.
kid, bro. I was that kid.
Hey, were you pulling an Osorio with tenías la libretita and with the blue
I had the
pen and then the black pen?
Yeah,
Blue and red, pink,
I had my
Oh,
notes.
there you go.
I had my handy dandy
yeah,
notepad.
notes, stickers.
That's funny.
You got that pen with all the 5 colors. That
Shit, I know.
All
Wait,
the
you make me think of the little kids at the cantina that are selling hard-boiled eggs. Like that's who I think of.
hard boiled eggs.
Sí,
The
güey.
fuck?
What cantinas are you going
Wait,
to,
no
güey?
mames, nunca has ido a una. ¿Sabes qué, güey? Ya, I'm
No,
gonna stop
güey,
talking.
no,
Nunca has ido a una
güey.
pinche cantina.
See, güey, but you went to Mexican for me already. Straight, you went rancho. You yeah.
Hey man,
You just
eggs.
one up us on the
The
Messi
way
scale.
the way eggs are going, it's becoming a currency again, just like
Wait,
the
I've
olden
been at
days.
For real.
I've been at the bus where they bring in chickens, but
What?
the cantina where kids bringing in eggs. No, that's it's just,
Real
That's
quick,
rough.
we had a couple results today. Tijuana beat Pumas 4-2. Mazatlan beats Monterrey 1-0. I heard Sejo Ramos didn't even travel to Sinaloa for that one. And then Tigres, the big story, losing to Juarez 1-0. It's been a week for the Minions.
That's crazy. It's a typical day in Liga MX, bro.
Yeah.
Well, the wild thing is, like, surrounding Tijuana and the whole shit show that's been happening, where players are getting tired of Juan Cambios Osorio, que siempre les esté picando el culo, and all of these things. When you start to wonder, it's like, yo, is he wearing out the team? They instantly bounce back, and this game easily, que yo vi, le quitaron uno that honestly it looked like it was onside, but the camera angle was shit, so therefore the VAR couldn't do much about it. So this game could have ended 5-2 at the very least.
Wow.
So the team was firing on all cylinders. Wait,
we did
for
talk
you
about
to
what he could have done. Wait, remember how to win the team back? He
sí
ordered
cierto,
The Hong
Yup.
Kong party platter.
the
And
house
love
party
that.
package.
Yeah.
Premium.
Select
Hey.
plus.
Ejecutivo.
They said if you score today, Hong Kong, we're gonna take care of you there.
I mean,
Oh,
they
Jaime,
were playing at home, so ya sabes cómo están.
yeah. No, Jaime, we were talking last week. You missed it. We were talking about how it's possible he lost the locker room,
Mm-hmm.
and we were saying how Mex players like to party.
Yeah.
All you had to do was order the Hong Kong, the
The
party package.
the pussy
Have,
platter.
have him have him come to the training center or wherever and just throw a massive party for his players and win them back, win them back to his ways. And whatever he did, it worked.
He was able to boost morale. I'm looking
I
at this.
told you he found his libretita.
Dude, they wasted no time. Kevin Castaneda scored in the first minute, and then Efrain Alvarez in the third minute. It's like, holy shit, they went in.
Sir, put some respect on that name, and it was at the 43rd minute, at the 43rd second that they were already up. It was
Really?
fucking wild.
Is this the
Yeah,
fastest Liga MX game? Goal?
I don't know, but it was a good game. It was exciting, mostly in the first half. Like in the second half, Pumas would score two, right? But Efrain Alvarez got a good goal, and then who else was playing? Alejandro Gomez, the left back, 23-year-old. They've been playing him in center midfielder, but they moved him back in defense, and they looked way better. Like during the match week of
Mm.
the previous game in which they lost, they had this guy like as a midfielder, and it just goes to show you that like Osorio's just shaking shit up just to shake shit up, and that's been biting him in the ass. But they're looking really good today, and Efrain Alvarez, man, don't sleep on that dude. That
Yeah.
guy's gonna do something with the selección.
I was kind of excited when I was hearing rumors of him joining Chivas because he's still pretty young.
I
But
want him there. He's 22. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
22.
yeah.
We could do with him for sure.
what was that comment that Juan Cambios Osorio said about fibers and how he prefers black
Fibra
players?
A and Fibra B. Yeah.
That's crazy.
All right. Hold on. And I heard last week's episode, which unfortunately I wasn't able to make it. But guys, you guys didn't even fully go into it. He said it, and he openly said it. I want black players. I don't know why it's such a problem when I come from a country where we have black players, we have white players mixed together, and you see that there is a clear difference between the two. I don't know why this is a problem in Mexico, but in a country like mine, where I come from, this is well known and openly talked about.
That's crazy.
You know, he's got black players. Like he's got like this Jamaican 9 who I think is new, and then he's got I forgot his name. I think it's like Murillo or something. This Colombian black dude. He's got a bunch of them, but you know what he should be asking is where's the money at? You know, because like if you look around, there's plenty of black players in the league. It's just that the guys that he wants, the quality that he needs, like Cholos doesn't have the money for that. I don't think. So I mean, I don't know. I thought that rant was kind of crazy, man, and it just feeds my hunch. It feeds my hunch that this guy's on TRT. I think
This guy's doing
Osorio.
blow.
Yeah, he's on something, man. He's losing the plot.
That's crazy. That's crazy to just like openly like say that, man. It's like, damn, bro.
He does come from Colombia, donde hay mucho African descendants. So it might not sound bad from them. From our perspective, it sounds bad, but from his perspective, he probably deals with them all the time. He doesn't seem, like a bad thing for him.
I wonder
That's
if he
exactly it.
would he have called Joel Wiki in his prime? I wonder.
Touch.
Or Melvin
Güey,
Brown.
espérate, güey, espérate. Dijo negros, no dijo indios. Hay una pinche diferencia. Alright. Si quiero quecas, me llevo a Wiki. Si quiero goles, me llevo a Ay, güey, se me acaba de ir el pinche nombre.
Quiñones.
Ándale, güey, ahí está, a Quiñones. Me llevo a Memín Pingüín.
Brown was half black, but I think he was full.
Now the thing is, let's be honest, Mexico is one of those few countries that struggles with the idea of Afro-Hispanic, Afro-Latino. That's an idea that just doesn't catch on in Mexico, but in other countries, it's not a problem.
But what's the problem, though? Like, what are you saying is the problem?
I guess saying the fact that, how Carlos Osorio said, yo quiero más jugadores.
Oh, just the athletes?
Yeah, just the athletes themselves.
But I mean, did he even get criticized for that? He just wants like the more like athletic type, tall, strong, the ones that Richie likes to talk about.
Puro Mandingo.
He's just a big fan of the actor, Wade. He's just a big fan of the actor. Leave him alone.
He's gonna be like in the Django when he remember he goes to buy he's pretending to buy the pit fighters.
Mm-hmm.
You came all this way for my Jimmys. Let's look at those sodas here to go shopping. He's one.
Have you ever seen that South Park episode cuando Cartman empieza a ir a the universities y empieza like to talk Southern about his players? Like he calls them in slave terms, pero he's like, no. The owner was like, no, it's not that. They're individual players that we just have here in the university, but we don't pay them. We don't do that. It's funny as hell.
Yeah, no, I could imagine already.
It's been a wild week, man. I mean, Jose Mourinho saying that the team looked like they were jumping around like monkeys on the bench. I'm like, whew.
Was that racist though?
Josie. I don't think it was racist, but you can't say monkeys.
He's been there for years. I've never said.
Yeah, it's que we live in a different time, Joel. Yeah, cualquier little word people interpret it as racist.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because like throughout all his years, you never known him for that, or like even to be like he won't even have black players. I don't think he's ever cared who, as long as they're, they fit his system.
I think they just misinterpreted his word.
Yeah.
Mira, güey, all I'm gonna say about that one is que si te queda el saco, póntelo. All right?
For real.
Because look at the way the bench jumped up. Look at the way that they reacted. All right? What else do you want me to call them? They're fucking jumping up with their hands up in the air and howling. Like, no mames, güey. Call a spade a spade.
Yeah.
Okay, what country was he in? Is he in?
He's in Turkey.
But we do belong in the primate family. So, ¿sí o no, Joel?
No, yeah, it's.
I'm just saying.
We're like, what, 2 chromosomes from chimpanzees or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Some of us are chimpanzees.
Neta.
You gotta be You gotta be special to root for America, man. You gotta be missing some. You gotta be missing some chromosomes, bro. You gotta.
Uh,
Yeah, it's wild, bro. It's super wild.
But wait, as it was just proven in the America Pumas match, all of the America fans are nothing more but a bunch of knuckle draggers. All right, they beat families as a man is trying to protect a
That was
woman.
crazy.
All right,
that was fucking
that's what
stupid.
Americanistas are made out of.
And we had somebody from our group actually attend the match and said that they got a bad feeling and they left what like around halftime or 60 minutes in. They
To the
dipped.
60 in, yeah,
Yeah, they
60
dipped.
in. Dude, and it's crazy how they found out that football player was in that little riña too. Did you guys read that?
No.
Yeah, there was like a football player that got caught. I'm not sure if he's a university player, but he got caught, and they're blasting him on all the social
They
media
got
sites.
caught doing what?
Agarrándose a putazos.
He was the one that was beating the guy as the dude
The
was
ref?
trying to. No, wait. So it was up in the
That's something?
stands. The main fight that you'll see right now, it's this dude who plays football americano, right, at the university level, who's beating up a
Oh, okay.
man while he's protecting a woman, right? So the guy
Oh,
is
all right,
hunched
all right.
over, protecting the woman, and then the dude who's
Oh, the dude swinging on him was a football player.
yes, football americano,
Oh, shit.
right?
Yeah, that would
Now,
look bad, yeah.
one of the big things is, and I don't know how true this is, pero La Liga BBVA has implemented a certain form of fan ID because of the
Yes,
amount of
sir.
videos and all that stuff that has circled this incident. He's been identified not just on social media, but through La Liga, and they have now given him a lifetime ban from, I believe,
Wow.
Seoul, but I am also inclined to say that it's all stadiums within Mexico. Now,
Wait,
if
but
you
isn't he an athlete though? So he's banned from his own stadium?
I think he can't join sport, así como soccer sporting events
Or did
like
he
Liga
lose
MX
his
games.
did he lose his scholarship or like what's going on there, man? Because I feel like
oh well, that we'll see what happens. But as of right now, it's he is barred from entering any Liga
Damn.
BBVA
yeah. So
A
if
lot of these
stadium and
universities have
game.
codes of conduct, so
Mhm.
it could be that he will face repercussions. I mean, the university I went to had them. I'm sure Mexico is no different.
so
Who knows?
for
Now, the other thing is one of the things that they were saying, especially on Azteca, right? They were talking about, yeah, you have this fan ID, you have these things, but how many times do we see people who are able to get past those barriers, right? Very often, you don't even need that fan ID or that registration to get into the stadium. You're able to just waltz right on in.
when did
So
they do
while
a
it's
fan
being
ID?
talked about,
Because I went to a Chivas game in Guadalajara 2023 and I didn't get no fan ID.
I want to say it's just been implemented, man. Maybe
Oh.
one or two tournaments. It's very, very new, and that's
Oh.
exactly the point. It's like, yo, not a lot of people have this. Not a lot of people want like enforce this. So therefore, how is this really gonna work out? Let's not forget, Mexico's a country that operates in impunity.
What's Americas? They're the ones with the you scan the shirt, right? You scan the badge. Hey, that's
No,
how they
wait, pero
charge
eso,
you.
yeah, but that's so that they don't rob you at the stadium because it's well known that that's what happens at El Azteca. It's a digital wallet.
Te quitan la pinche camisa.
Neta.
Neta, güey, that's the next step. Te la van a
Wow.
quitar para comprar virongas.
Wait, you guys posted a clip. At first, I thought you were talking about. I think it's a former player, and he's playing. He's playing like pickup soccer, or like
Oh,
Sunday club league.
Mancia.
he's just he's just throwing hands.
Yeah,
Okay, I thought that's what you guys
Hector
were talking about.
Mancia, he was playing
Del
Sunday.
Llano.
He was playing Sunday football and he just started throwing hands at the player and then at the ref, bro.
That was a bad tackle, man.
That was crazy. Yeah.
Never had it coming, bro.
I learned when I was covering Nations League a couple of years ago in Denver. They did it at the Mile High Stadium, and some stupid ass fan jumped down and ran onto the pitch. And one of the photographers I was with, they're like, that guy just got banned from every NFL stadium in the United States. Yeah, because
Damn.
like they said, like if you do that at a soccer specific stadium, like most of the time, slap on the wrist, no big deal. But if you do that in an NFL stadium, you are banned from every NFL stadium. Yeah. So don't do that if you're listening. Don't jump onto the field. I know we got the World Cup coming and all that stuff. It's not worth it, bro.
I don't know, man. Have you ever been to an NFL game? Those shit are boring as fuck. All right, so it
Whoa.
might be worth it. Wait, no,
It's
mames, the fucking media timeout to see a bunch of fat fucks just standing in the field there breathing heavy.
Bro, you're just not drinking enough. That's what you're telling me. Who watches a game sober, bro?
Yo, Meros.
No, I feel you though. I feel you, Diaz. I went to a baseball game and
Oh, that's different.
No,
they
wait,
kept
no. Don't you
stopping me.
dare
And
slander baseball.
but there was a bunch of breaks. Like, how many times you need to clean the bases and all that shit? And I was like, I know it's commercials, way. Like I know it's commercials, but I know it like well, I'm pobre, way. So I know like all people get up to go and they buy no type of food.
Yeah. I know in base,
Tragando, güey,
Chico,
cada rato, güey.
Ah, jeez. No,
bro.
pues, you got me, bro.
Yeah, it's sad that you weren't able to go to the Oakland Coliseum because what people do over there is they just get head. They just go.
Get fucked up.
They're in the
Yeah.
fucking. They're
Yeah,
in the
top nosebleed
in
section.
the nosebleed section, just getting domed up, bro.
Bro. Have you seen that video, Joel?
Which one? And I don't think
About
I
this.
have.
Yeah, estaban en el stadium, estaban in the nosebleed section. This guy was just getting head, all happy.
Oh, that's
He'll-
damn.
Yup.
Yeah, that's an old video. Yeah.
Mhm.
It's not that old. It's only. It was
Daddy,
like.
daddy.
It was when we were like boycotting the team because the team was announced that they were going to Vegas and like nobody was really at the game. And then all of a sudden you just see this dude up in the nosebleeds, just living his best life, man. It was.
That's kind of ticket is that, right?
Es el boleto del amor.
Neta. Oh,
I'm gonna go over some results. Necaxa continuing that momentum. Won on Friday. They beat Mazatlan 3-1. And who's that? That dude they have Gambindo, dude. 9 goals. 9 goals for the season.
Wait, don't even remind me because as I said at the very beginning of the season, this is one of those players that Cruz Azul released that they're like, ¿sabes qué,
Oh,
güey?
they did.
We don't
No
need
way.
him.
Oh,
Yeah, it was part of the fucking hatchet job that fucking Anselmi did to the team. It was like, you know what? No, I don't need him. I don't see him as part of my plans. Y luego viene pinche Larcamón, the guy who's a specialist at sacándole agua de las piedras. Y boom, 9 pinches
Toma,
pepinazos
papá.
en el torneo.
Shit.
Yeah.
Wait, this Anselmi's doing pretty bad, so
I know, but you know what? Hold on. I want a whole little segment about this because you know what? ¿Sabes qué, papá? Te fuiste con la otra vieja. Ya sé que está bien buena y todo eso, pero mamá aquí te amaba y te quiso. Dime, ¿cómo te están yendo las cosas?
Él le,
Por-
le hacía sus tortillitas a mano, sus frijolitos, su queso
damn.
fresco. Y
And what does he
ahora
do?
Güey,
He
no,
steals the
le
AC unit and
Güey,
leaves.
ni tenías que ir a agarrar la leña, güey. Los niños iban y la agarraban. Ni tenías que ir a jalar. Los niños estaban vendiendo chiclets en la esquina, güey. Todo lo que tenías que hacer es
Huevos
quedarte.
and hard-boiled eggs in the.
We'll talk
in the
And
about
hard
hey,
boiled eggs with the cantina.
we'll talk about X's in a little bit. Let me get through these results. Puebla beat Tijuana 2-0. Toluca 4-up against Juarez. Paulinho, man, that guy scored a hat trick. And former Chivas player Angulo also got a goal there. Rajados and Sergio Ramos' debut. They won 3-1 against San Luis. Bertrame, don't forget, he's Mexican. Scored a brace. Leon and James Rodriguez get the victory over Tigres 1-0. We talked about Chivas 2-1 over Pachuca. Pumas lost to America 2-0. And a miracle happened in Torreon. Santos finally get their first victory, and it's against Atlas, which just makes it that much
Damn.
sweeter, bro.
Against who? Ratlas or Atlas?
Ratlas.
Ratla, same difference. What was that? 17 games that we're at, like without a win. It's about 17 games.
Well, hold on. Before that, it was because I saw their record, and then it kind of sparked the question of, do you count a tie as a loss? Kind of, how do
No,
you
no, but it
look at a
wasn't
tie?
losing streak.
No,
Losing streak.
Like they hadn't
Winless
won,
streak.
right? They hadn't won.
Yeah.
Losing streak. It wasn't that. Sorry, losing streak. It wasn't that bad.
See, wait, it was bad. They only had that one draw.
Wait,
And
pero
so
tenían empates. Tenían 2 empates en esos 17.
it's not that bad,
Por,
güey.
por eso te digo, güey.
ganar.
Por eso te digo, ¿qué putas es un empate?
Pinche Tight City.
Para mí
Oye,
un
pero
empate es
mira-
una pérdida.
Hey, but it's like 20 games. You have 2 draws. I mean, just that isn't that bad.
it is bad.
It just doesn't
Pero-
fit in there, man. Pinche
we're
madriza
being-
que le dieron, güey.
if we're being technical, is 17 games without a victory,
Yeah.
or 20 games, whatever it was, but also without a victory, even though they tied.
Damn.
I don't know, man. I'm one of those, like, a draw is a loss in my book.
Wait, te da un punto. That's not a 0.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm also not holding my head up high.
No, yeah, that's true. But still, un
Like,
punto es un
we've been
punto.
on this pod where you guys are crying about a Chivas draw that felt like a loss. So
There's-
tell me, what draws feel like wins?
There's
No
draws.
mames.
There's
Anybody
draws that
say
feel
that?
like victories when you had no business, like climbing back, like maybe like a 3-0 or a 2-0 to tie the game. I think those feel like victories.
So you mean that it feels better when you get a reach around as you're getting your shit pushed in?
No, I
Is
mean,
that the way that you're gauging it?
it's like you were able to salvage, your dignity and still get a point instead of, losing embarrassingly. So
What do you think a reach around is?
But yeah, to finish off the Jornada 8, they will get into X's. Cruz Azul get the victory over Querétaro. Sepúlveda, who's also on that preliminary list, got the goal. But we were all joking around saying, oh, it would have been funny if Cruz Azul lost to Querétaro.
Well, you know what, dude? It almost was. This wasn't like a resounding win. All right. The fact that Giorgio Giacomakis was the one who fucking made the assist. And if you watch the game, it is the world's sloppiest goal, almost as bad as that Luis Romo goal where he like kind of la echa de pechito al gol. Donde, wait, no mames.
Bro,
This shit was pure dumb luck.
that was
and
not
the
dumb
fact
luck.
that it-
Romo's goal was great, man. It was premeditated.
Bro, they
that
were
corner
running
kick.
around in the area like chickens with their
They
head
know
cut
what they that
off.
was planned.
No, the fuck they don't. I was the one who was saying it. Run it 100 times, run it 10 times, and tops you'll get that to work out maybe once. Like
So,
every day, un pinche españolcito cree que es Pepo Arriola. No mames, güey. No eres.
So back to Cruz Azul. They're not looking good, man. They're looking disjointed, man. They barely won this one. The panzazo, like Abdias was saying, Cruz Azul without Anselmi, it's like a fancy car without a licensed driver. It's no good.
That's a good.
It's worse, man.
analogy.
It's like when you see somebody driving a Ferrari that doesn't know how to drive stick,
Oh.
and all you hear are the gears grinding every fucking step of the way. It's so bad, man. Because if you look at their roster, you look at the bench, you look at everything, this team is supposed to be doing 120 on the fucking freeway, and we're struggling to reach 35 miles an hour.
Yeah, well, Cruz Azul are hanging in there in fourth position with 17 points. Necaxa in third. America dethroned by Leon, who's in first place. So that is the top four. Tigres hanging in there in fifth, but they just dropped back-to-back losses. Juarez is in sixth, Toluca in seventh, Pachuca in eighth, Monterrey in ninth, and Chivas, as of right now, would get into the play-in in the 10th position. But yeah, that is your top 10.
Really quickly, are those is that power ranking actualized as for the games that happened just right now, or is that as of this weekend?
That is of today.
All right, and let's be honest, man. If anyone deserves the first place spot, it's fucking Leon.
Yeah.
Leon has been playing really, really well. Second, really attractive football, only second to that of Larcamon. Pero no mames, way. Larcamon is Larcamon, and it's one of the reasons why he's one of the most sought after coaches in Liga MX.
Is he though?
Hey,
Because he
can I
led it
ask-
at Necaxa, man. So, you know.
Dude, can I ask why didn't it work with Larcamon and Leon? 'Cause
The
he was at
investment.
Leon, right? Investment?
Yeah, they weren't
No
investing
le
in the
trajeron?
team.
Oh,
The only reason why Leon has been doing shit for the past couple years. All right, they were kind of riding the same train as Santos. Right now, the difference is once they get into the Club World Cup, ahora sí abren las bolsas. They start spending more. They start getting ready for that, and now here we are. Now let's not forget, Leon is the team that Grupo Pachuca is looking to sell.
Cantina MX, tenemos que sacar la cartera para comprar el
For
equipo.
real. Support our podcast so we can buy them. But I'm like, dude, Larcamon won a Champions League. I was there, bro. And it's like, you would think the offers would start coming in. You would think. But then for him to land in Necaxa, and then this is after him going to the Brazilian league, which on paper is better, right? It's just weird.
Yeah,
It's just weird that he came back to Necaxa, you know?
Well, it's because he
Well, because
flopped
they
at the
paid good.
Brazilian league.
Yeah, his stock was low, and now it's like skyrocketed because like Abdias was saying, Necaxa is playing wonderful. They beat they're the only teams who beat America, and they've been looking good. I think what's his name? Montes' little brother, El Cachorro's little brother, Alan Mosso, scored the other day for them.
Alan Montes?
Yeah. I think his name's Isidro, or maybe his middle name's Isidro. I don't know. Anyways, but like he's good. But right now, I've never seen him better. Like his teams, I just remember them being very pragmatic, very counterattacking. And while they're still like that, Necaxa, they're super exciting. They're an exciting team to watch. And so like this is not how I remember Larcamon. He was the guy who was like pragmatically winning, 1-0, 2-0, 5 in the back. And I think he still got 5 in the back, but it's just like adelanta líneas. Like he pushes numbers forward, and it's really paying off for him. So he's like, why hasn't he been successful, or why hasn't he been more sought after? Is because he's only just now reaching his peak, I think, as a coach.
Dude, he did a miracle work when he was at Puebla, and I think and then he got the job at Leon, wins the Champions League. I think that was his peak, right? And then him leaving to Cruzeiro. I really thought I really thought he was gonna end up at like Chivas or like a big club, and kudos to him getting doing the miracle work over at because Necaxa was just ass, bro. They were a joke.
Well, I mean, when did he return exactly? Like to Necaxa? Just this season?
He's been coach of Necaxa, yeah, this season.
Season, yep.
Yeah. So I mean, I think Chivas was like. I just think they probably felt they already have the team set up a certain way, and that he would have not been like a good fit for what they have. That's my best guess as just Chivas. The other teams, they already had their coaches set. Tigres, America, then Cruz Azul had that whole thing. So I mean, I don't think. I just think it's when he arrived because I do think he's gonna be hot commodity again as long as he stays consistent. I do think some of the bigger clubs will look for him.
Would just I want to say a Pumas move might be in store for this guy.
Boy, does he want
Yeah,
to go
Puma.
there though?
Yeah.
I
Well,
want him
that,
at Chivas, man. I would love him at Chivas.
oh,
He's
well,
good for us.
here's a question for you, Joel, Rifado, Jaime. Has your algorithm pushed the Guillermo Almada coming at Chivas
Yep.
narrative?
No,
Okay.
not to
No,
me.
to
I
me it's been
No,
I've been
crazy.
getting it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like
I saw one.
yeah,
I just saw one note, but it's like old. They've been talking about it since
yeah, because
that.
Fight the
Yeah,
Sun
one.
was talking about not talking about it, but he tweeted something about it,
I
and
would
it's
not be
getting a lot
mad
of
at it.
traction.
Would
No,
do
me
wonders
neither.
for us.
Yeah, that would be a good move.
Mm-hmm.
I
Let's see
have
how the
seen it,
Spanish guy does.
but now let's not forget that during this next upcoming market, the big boys are also going to be looking for a new coach, aka Cruz Azul. So let's not forget, we already stole Luca from you, and we're going to steal whatever coach it is you guys are going to go after.
Hey, wait, you're probably
Yeah,
gonna go for Larca.
I just feel like it's more of like using Chivas to promote this guy.
I honestly don't think we're going to go against Larca or for Larca, especially if Almada is on the table.
Well, that is
Like,
good.
neta, güey, ¿cuál de los dos preferirías? Would you want Larca or would you want Almada?
I think it's a mismatch for
Almada.
Cruz Azul, man. Almada is good with young players, man. You guys got a bunch of stars, a bunch of divas. You know, this guy, he can be cruel, like in the way he talks to his players, man. And the older dudes, a lot of them, they don't like that. You know,
Hey,
Yeah,
some
yo.
will listen, you know, and lock in, but an older dude will, you know, tell you to fuck off. So, I mean, I think he'd be a better fit at Chivas than Cruz Azul. You know, I think Chivas. I mean, I think Los Chemos need like someone who's just like a star, right? To like go with that roster.
Someone who's
Jose
just there
Mourinho.
for a quick tune up and knows how to drive the car versus someone who's trying to build it.
Exactly. Exactly.
And it makes sense because, like you guys talked about it last week, right? How Juan Cambios Osorio style and Bielsa's style tends to wear out players. So does Almada's, right? Like if
I
you
think
look at the relationship that he has with Idrisi, Idrisi fucking hates him, dude. Idrisi tells him to shut the fuck up during the matches.
That's
Like
crazy.
it's wild,
It's
dude.
because
I
he's
have
Moroccan, bro.
never seen it, pero TV Azteca does a really good job at, just airing whatever the fuck they want. And they show you Idrisi getting into it on the sidelines. And of
I've heard him yell
course,
out. I've heard him yell out like "Otra vez perdiste la pelota, otra vez." Like he's just like scolding these dudes, man, for every mistake from the sideline, bro, just blowing up on them. And I fucking love it, man. You know, like these guys getting paid a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
Fucking mistreat them, dude. Mistreat them.
I thought Idrisi was out, bro. I mean, I heard he was gonna be one of the players that was leaving, and then I don't know if it's because of the Club World Cup they were able to retain him, but yeah, that's crazy.
I think that that was the main reason he stayed. He wanted to play the Club World Cup, and then after that, he might make that move to America. I guess that's the plan.
Ew.
Yeah, we'll see if that actually pans out. We're not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. A ver qué onda.
You know, speaking about Idrisi, the Moroccan guy, what a short fuse, man. This guy seems volatile in the way he like behaves. Like he talks back to everyone with the refs, getting yellow cards for dissent.
Mm-hmm.
He's a hothead, man.
Yeah,
I don't
against
know.
Chivas, dude, he fucking blew a fuse.
Yeah, man, he's a liability sometimes, but he makes up for it with that silky smooth skill.
I know. I was really pissed off with that goal. It was all him on the wing. And Chivas had like two players on him, and he just made them look like amateur. And then he gets like pissed off about a call that doesn't go his way. He kicks the ball, and then he gets a yellow, and then it also triggers Almada, and Almada gets red carded. So yeah, it was a chain reaction there. Abdias, let's talk about X's, man. We talked about Gago a little bit earlier. You know how he got eliminated today from Copa Libertadores, and how we are basking in glory. How's it going for Anselmi over there in Porto?
Ay, 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 mijo. Let me tell you, it's beautiful when your girl cheats on you. She tells you that you're worthless, that she's gonna go do so much better without you. Y luego la ves en la esquina vendiendo tamales en el fin de semana. That is what's happening to Alcelmi right now. He got bounced out of Europa. He got bounced out. The fans have turned against him. Everything's going bad. It's kind of that saying of you don't start a relationship where the two of you previously cheated on your past relationship. It just doesn't work out. And now here we are. Not just that, but the lawsuit against Alcelmi and Porto for breach of contract is already in litigation. It's starting to move forward.
Wow.
So let's not forget that this carries up to a 3-year sanction from FIFA due to a conflict of interest with him not completing his contract.
So there's an
Because he
actual
is.
there's an actual case. I thought they shut that down.
Oh no, my dear good sir. Cruz Azul is, if anything, one thing. They are petty and they are willing to see you in court.
Damn.
That's why he said, ya sabes cómo operan. Yes, I know how they operate. They will stab you in the back and they're going to take you to court. Unfortunately, they did it to Juan Reynoso because when they fired him, Cruz Azul didn't want to pay him. Juan Reynoso took them to court and had to get his wages paid out. So Cruz Azul is that petty ex-girlfriend who's going to make you remember about it every step of the way.
Hey,
And
but
now
the
here
whole
we are.
Reynoso, the whole Reynoso debacle was during the era of Billy Alvarez too, so it might not be that bad.
No, it wasn't. Juan Reynoso wasn't Billy. Juan Reynoso was Victor Velasquez, his first
Yeah.
iteration.
But wow,
Yep.
If
They
anything,
did
tomatoes,
things,
tomatoes.
if anything, we can
Eran de la
attribute
misma
it
camada.
to Jaime Ordiales, which was part of the old regime, right? So that is part of la misma camada. It's all right in there together.
Well, so they're gonna duke it out in the courts then.
They're gonna duke it out on the courts. We're gonna see what it is that happens, and that is gonna be one of the best novelas that's being played out in a little bit. Because, like I said, if it goes all the way through and it is found that Alcelmi acted in ill will, which institutes a breach of contract and conflict of interest, he's gonna be fucked for a long time.
What are we looking at? What 3-year ban?
3-year ban of coaching anywhere in the world or anywhere where FIFA has jurisdiction. So you can go to like Malaysia, you can go to like these other countries that aren't FIFA affiliated, but then what does that do to
they'll
your
find
stock?
a way. They'll find a way to settle, bro.
Yeah, some monetary
It's
plan.
I
just
don't think so, man.
it comes down to money, bro. Come on.
I don't think this is one of those things that you can fix with money. Like Cruz Azul makes more money than that off of just selling cement. Like this is more of a hey, you fucked us over. You refuse
So
to pay us, so now we're gonna be vengeful.
So it's an ego trip. They got their ego hurt. Now they're going after it.
That's exactly it. And I'm not against it. Good. Have them know that you can't fuck over a Mexican club just to build your own stock. Send a warning message for anybody else who's going to come into the league and try to pull this type of bullshit. I know Chivas doesn't have the money or los huevos to do something like this, so let Cruz Azul do it. Because Chivas is already tied up in a whole nother legal battle, and they're just doing that because of who's going to own the team and because el viejito se casó con una pinche gold digger.
Gold digger.
Unfortunately, Kanye West doesn't have that big of an impact in Mexico, so he didn't hear the words of the prophet. If you ain't no chump, holla, we want prenup. We want prenup.
He did get. I think he did at the prenups.
Did
Yeah.
he though?
But, see, wait,
But
what the lawsuit is, because
de
she
sus
even
hijas.
lost in the court. Yeah, it's for her daughter. So she lost in court. She got booted from Only Life, and and she
The coup
and then
d'etat didn't work.
yeah, it didn't. And what she has two daughters with George, and he left them some money, but he left them off the will of like giving them stock in Chivas and OmniLife. They don't have that. They just got like money and probably some property. But so she's trying to get the daughters into the business, but that whole family is like held to the no. And I think like with the whole courts, it's probably just gonna be tied up for years. And it's probably just ultimately she'll probably just settle. I don't know how long she could keep paying. Yeah, yeah, man, it's a
Sli-
Bueno,
mess.
slightly off topic, but I just read this on Twitter about Richie Ledesma. I don't know if Rifalo, you're familiar with him, PSV player. He's been omitted from the U.S. men's national team roster, and he's eligible to play for Mexico, who have made contact with him. So I don't know if he's a good prospect, but
He's pretty mid, man. He was like a midfielder, but he's been playing as a right back for PSV. And when I really like paid attention to him, I saw him get smoked by Juventus a couple months ago. So like he hasn't really impressed me, but he's a midfielder in Europe, and he's versatile. But like I don't know, to like start over someone, I don't think so.
interesting.
I was gonna mention really quick. We were talking about money. We just had the Mexican Flag Day,
Yeah.
and we saw all these top clubs. They don't even have Mexican players, but they were all like putting social media, putting the Mexico flag, and just sending shout outs. And I think I don't know if I never paid attention before. I don't know if they've done this in the past, but just seeing it now, especially what would happen with Santi at Milan,
Mm-hmm.
they could see just the impact that how much money can be made from Mexico fans, and especially Mexico fans in the U.S. Because like looking at the stats from the Milan sales, 60% all from the U.S. and that's a small, like compared to the fan base in Mexico. It's not that big, the fan base here in the US. If we look at like even Selección and like even Liga MX games, it's about 2 million. 2 million, the ratings, right? The not the yeah the how many people are watching? Right, it'd be like
average viewership.
2.1. Yeah, it's like 2.1. So that's, but I mean, it's such a like those fans are willing to put that money, which is the big thing with the Moleros, to the point where FMF doesn't even look at Max. They're like, fuck it, the money's over here, and this fan base is just, they just throwing money at it, throwing money at football, selección, and all of that. And I'm pretty sure those clubs, they know that, they see how much could be made. It was just impressive to see that Santi shirt selling, and it's basically these, that small portion of people, and they're just going to the Milan store wherever they order and be like, just give me one of each, con extra aguacate, dude, while you're at it.
It
And
it
Exactly.
that's
it rubbed me the wrong way, man. Like
what?
seeing all these
Oh, the flies.
seeing PSG, seeing Juve, seeing like even Bayern Munich got in on the trend. You know, it reminds me of when everybody started putting like the Ukrainian flag in their bio and stuff. Like it's just a trend, bro. It's like you guys don't really give a shit about Mexicans. You know, if you did, your team would have one. You know, it's
Exactly.
if you really want to, give us our flowers, then invest in, Mexican players. And
I think we're going to see more of that.
yeah.
I do think we're going to see more of that, and it's basically like, you know, you have to diversify your bonds. Like you have to conquer these foreign markets. You know, you have to keep on growing as an entity, right? Or else you'll lose out to your competitors. And so, like a lot of these, institutions, they have to think of like new ways to make more revenue. And part of that is expanding to these markets. And I feel like Mexicans are untapped, and the Mexican league is like so mismanaged that there's like an opportunity for someone to sweep in and like just take advantage of it in a way that the FMF can never, because they're so fucking weird.
They're not weird. They're just the Legion of Doom. They operate in obscurity. That's the thing. And this might be the best analogy that we've had for it.
I don't understand the reference, but enjoy it, you nerds.
The Legion of Doom, it was like, so the good guys like Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, they would meet at the Hall of Justice, and they had like the table, and they would all sit there and figure shit out. And the bad guys, they had their own, and it was called they were the Legion of Doom, and they were in the swamp.
In the swamp.
They were in the swamp, it was like the hidden base. It looked like a skull or something. And ahí se juntaban to plan their fucking desmadre.
Plotting.
Mira, Jaime, if you want to get the reference, te recomiendo Justice League Doom. It's really good. Highly recommend. It's an animated movie, obviously, but it's really good.
Mira, wait, all you need to know is, and meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom,
the little tune, and then you had like a swipe.
Pinche magia, güey, no mames. Like, it's almost as good as when I hear someone say, no mames, güey, no soy meteorito. It just sends me right on back.
That one, I don't know, man. I don't know that one.
Güey, ¿no sabes quién es meteorito?
No.
Pinches pochos, güey. That's Speed Racer in Spanish.
Oh, I love Speed Racer.
I watched it in English, man. Chim Chim. I watched it in English. I see, güey.
Pinches pochos, güey.
Hey, Joel, have you seen that? Supercampeones ya no le dicen Oliver, ya le dicen Subasa in the Spanish
no, I was trying to Netflix, so I haven't had a chance to see the series because you guys were talking about it, and I haven't had a chance.
Yeah.
By the way, he was based on Maradona. That's who he's based off of.
Wow.
Wait, who? Subasa?
Oliver, yeah.
Wait, I thought he was based on a Japanese soccer player.
No, they even have the creators there with Maradona. I'll look for the article.
There is a character que es Maradona-like. También Jorge Campos. He has a character
he
within
did,
the series itself.
In a Rivaldo type, I think. Yeah, he did a few. Yeah. But I think his inspiration was for Diego. Because, I mean, you have to go back to the 80s. That's around the time it came out.
Pero espérame, wait. You're telling me that Subasa, when he gets older, he becomes a fucking crico? Like, le entra la coca con madre y todo? If so, I'm gonna read that manga. Like, ahí voy a estar leyendo cada pinche página.
He's partying with the mafiosi. I don't know.
He rocks 2 watches, one for the local time and one for the time in Buenos Aires.
We haven't
You know, like I just wanted to touch in on the
yeah.
Maradona chat real quick. One of the most interesting parts of his life that I think is so interesting is that he ignored one of his sons for like the majority of his life, and his son had to sneak
Italian?
into Maradona, one of his kids, the Italian one. So
Okay,
the
yeah,
kid
yeah.
had to sneak onto a golf tournament to like surprise Maradona in order to like meet him because Maradona was dodging him. But
Damn.
Damn.
it just like can't even make this shit up, dude. But
I
yeah,
do
That's
it's just
remember,
crazy.
yeah.
one of the
I
many
do
things.
remember him
But
dodging his kid. Yeah, I really remember. He had that's fucked up, man.
I know you guys talked about this last week about the the VAR controversy about how they manipulated the audio files and the angle of the camera was off, and there's a lot of ambiguity on how these decisions are made in real time. And I know like Chivas made like a formal complaint, and then you find out that this is still a reoccurring issue. Like it happened in a couple more games. And it's just like, what's going on? And then there was also a referee who asked for Messi's autograph after the game. Like, what the fuck is happening, bro, with these refs?
That guy is suspended. That guy got suspended. He's for life, I think.
No,
no,
no, no,
No,
no,
it was
no.
only for
6 month ban.
Concacaf.
ah,
6 month
Yeah,
ban.
and it was only for Concacaf, so he can still referee
he's the
in Liga MX.
Liga
Liga
MX.
And it
MX.
was I think El Gato Ortiz.
Yes, sir.
That's the one. That's the dirtiest name in Mexican soccer that there is.
Just
Because
like,
let's not forget, El Gato Ortiz is that guy who has the most fucking like controversy surrounding him every single tournament. Is
yep,
the guy that gave away that penal to America? El penal para la América
yep.
I'm
is El
convinced.
Gato
That's
Ortiz.
Ortiz.
I'm
Now
convinced
the
he's a Televisa stooge for
dude,
sure.
he has to be because then the next season when Pumas is playing against Rayados, just the last tournament, right? He keeps going out of his way to fuck over Pumas, right? He keeps disallowing penalties. He keeps doing all of these things to the point to where even the commentators had to mention about how, hey, this is kind of fishy. And now here we are where they show that the fact that he's not above the board, right? He has his special interests. He operates in a different way. And now it's coming to light. And I'm really fucking happy about this because I'm tired of him always fucking shit up. Like it's always him. You don't hear about other refs having this type of behavior, having these type of instances to where their integrity is constantly questioned.
You know, I feel like he's not the ref we need, but the ref that we deserve. You know, like he's just a perfect, just the
Look at
perfect
this guy.
representation. He's the perfect representation of a Liga MX like person. You know, just corrupt, stupid. You know, I don't know. It fits. We
So,
I
like
deserve
I
it.
said, meanwhile, at the Legion of Doom, El Gato Ortiz says, I am Liga MX.
I think we're just barely touching the surface of this. I think it's going to continue to get more attention. There's going to be even more scrutiny moving forward, and eventually, I just don't. I cannot not see a scandal breaking out. I don't know if it'll be at the end of this season or if it comes out years later, but yeah, I think there's just too much attention on it now, and it's like, dude, eventually, someone's going to be a whistleblowing.
Now, really quickly, while we're talking about officiating and these weird things that are happening within Mexico surrounding your refs, the president of the committee of arbitros was just fired after the whole VAR gate, right? Or Chivar gate. So there's obviously something fishy that is happening behind those closed doors because let's not forget, they're not even a part of FMFA, right? They're their own separate entity that operates with impunity. So what the fuck is going on in there? You just fired your head guy. You just had one of your coaches come under fire at the international stage. You just had three like at least 3 to 4 games that got impacted by VAR making poor decisions. Like in Cruz Azul, le quitaron un penal a Yacomakis porque le metió el cuerpo al defensa para robar el balón antes de que le hicieran el foul adentro del área,
Yeah, I don't like that.
right?
I don't like like I said, there's no transparency. I remember they used to always cut to the like command center where they show all the referees that have all the TVs up and stuff. Like they don't even do that anymore. You know, it's like yeah, it's very shady business.
And then one of the things is that it was always said is like, hey, when we implemented VAR, why couldn't we implement it in the way that Colombia did? Colombia shares the audios in real time as to what it is that the VAR is telling the ref, what it is that the on pitch ref is telling them, and the whole conversation to the viewer at home. That way you have transparency, you know what is happening, and you're not left with this taste of match fixing after a game, which Colombia has had a lot of experience with. So why can't we have it, especially now when even Mexico at its lower levels is being exposed for having match fixing running rampantly?
That
We'll
story was crazy.
we'll be monitoring it closely throughout these remaining matches in Clausura. I know there's like a WhatsApp. What was it? It was like a Zoom call that somebody recorded and it was like
Yep.
yeah. So I'm sure
El Real Apodaca with somebody else. I can't remember the other team.
Yeah, that was like, what was it, third, fourth division though?
It's La Liga
Mm.
Premier, so it's the third division.
Yeah, no, nobody cares. it's,
will.
it's probably some Chinese, some those Chinese dudes that bet on
Yeah,
anything, dude.
dude, that's
Watching fucking.
I was listening to the Peloteros Pecu talking about it, and that's exactly what happened. I guess some European people were asking other people within, uh, like in Mexico, hey, what time is the game gonna start? What's the score? Because I guess they started late,
Yeah,
and a lot of European, a lot of like, uh, a lot of non Mexican people were calling, not calling, but message in the message boards asking for like what's going on with the game. Is the game still gonna you know go on? What the hell? Because I guess there's a lot of outside betting in those third division games.
Wait, there's a reason why Habibi isn't in here. I'm willing to bet that he was in those chats.
he was in that Zoom call.
Dude, it's funny. It's funny. You say that because we have a guy at work that bets a lot, but this guy bets on table tennis in Kazakhstan. You know those Baltic
Shit,
nations. Yeah, and
god damn.
and this fucking asshole is making bank, dude. Last time he showed me, he made like a $50 bet and he won a $400 prize. I'm like, what the fuck? And
Dude,
he's
you
constantly
guys,
doing this.
did you guys ever see Dodgeball? He's
Of course,
ESPN 8, the
the
Ocho.
Ocho. Of course.
They had slap fighting and squirrel skiing. He's watching other random ass fucking sports.
Oh,
Third generation Liga MX. Fuck, man.
dude, it came to reality. There is an SPN
Yeah,
8, the Ocho.
it exists now because of the movie.
Well, that's awesome.
It is. If you guys ever catch a late night showing of ESPNU or a special broadcast, every now and then they rebrand themselves to be ESPN The Ocho.
Oh, nice. Damn, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. I always have Ocho Cinco, the Chad Johnson. He
Oh,
changed it.
yeah.
He like
Yeah.
legally changed his name. Yeah, it's so funny.
But that dude said, is that just, he makes those claims that he's Mexican? Is that, like,
He
does he
just
have a
loves the
relative
Mexican
or,
culture.
He's
or
Mexican,
he
bro.
just,
He's Mexican.
he's, he's, got,
He loves the
Look.
culture, bro. He loves
he's
it.
got that
I
asada
will
card.
I will speak out of my own personal experiences. Blaxicans are a real thing. I had a friend in college. Kid Cudi's one of them. There's a couple out there that
Hell yeah.
you know Wait, Habibi's one of us. Le encanta el pinche Carlos Quinto.
You know,
Like he's all up in there.
you know, just to flex my own roots. My dad's from a part of Mexico called La Costa Chica. It's like Guerrero and Oaxaca, and it's like founded by like runaway African slaves, and so it's like really embedded in the culture. And there's like the highest population of like African
Oh
ancestry
man,
in this area.
you
And
gotta let
yeah,
Juan Carlos Osorio know.
I know, right? They're all in this city called Cuaji, and that's like everyone there is like black, dude. And you'll trip out if you ever go there.
Quacky,
Guerrero,
huh?
man, shout out. Yeah, Cuaji,
Shout out to Quahi.
Man, that's a
shout out.
beautiful story because it's one of those times where I myself am a huge history buff. And when American slaves ran to Mexico and the US government tried to force Mexico to return them, the Mexican president said, "No. In Mexico, every man is born free and is created equal. We will not return them to you." So, good for you, good for your ancestors, good for Mexico.
Hell yeah, man! You're part eggplant. Let's go.
but those all the way over there to Guerrero, I think those. I don't think those were the runaways. I think those were like from a boat that
They
crashed. They
they are
crashed
runaways,
somewhere
but from Veracruz.
from.
So
Yeah, but it was like a boat that crashed, right? Like it was like a slave ship that was made port in Mexico, and there was something happened, and then they were like they jumped ship because a lot of the other ones were more and you can see pictures even like in Mexican Revolution, and you'll see some black dudes right there looking like the fucking with the bullets and the fucking big sombreros. Um, but yeah, I think those were there's a few like that. Like Rifa was saying, there's a few. They're just spread around, but you know Mexicans, man, they're fucking jariosos, so they weeded them out. They kind of absorbed, and so
yeah,
you don't really see them. Man. But in like if it's common with the DNA, like that if you do DNA results, it's about 5% average. Like Mexican will have about 5% African DNA.
So, Joel, you're saying you're part West African?
Yeah, Nigerian.
Oh, nice,
It
dude.
says I shared
And
it.
I'm
I
part
said
Ethiopian.
it's that.
Uh,
We have some matches tomorrow. Pachuca Puebla kicking us off at 5 p.m. And then Toluca Querétaro. And then San Luis versus Chivas. I'm going to be really upset if they paywall this on VIX because I wasn't able to watch some of the matches today. I was like, where the fuck are they? But, you know, they've been moving stuff to VIX in the midweek. And then on the weekend, Mazatlan will play Cruz Azul on Friday. Juarez will play Pachuca. Necaxa Tigres. León Tijuana. Pumas Chivas. That's going to be a good one. America Toluca, also a good match there. And then on Sunday, we have Querétaro Puebla, Atlas San Luis, and Monterrey versus Santos. So yeah, we got blessed with a lot of football this week. Double jornada. I had a question for y'all. This was asked on the Liga MX subreddit, and the question is, who had the biggest fall from grace? Some of the examples were Hector Herrera joining Toluca, Chucky Lozano going to San Diego FC, and then Chicharo returning to Chivas. Who do you think had the biggest fall from grace?
Neither to me. I'll go first. I'll say neither. Dustin's getting good money. Chuk is getting bank. He's set. I know. I know Rera got good money, and he went to Toluca. He went to a good team that is candidate to win the league. So I don't see it like falling from grace. I mean, all of these guys are older, bound to retire. So I don't know what these fans are expecting. just like a Luka Modric,
Chuki's
or
29, bro.
kind of. Yeah, but like you guys were saying, he's been carrying injuries. Like he dropped from being able to be that player where he could be at the highest level because of different reasons. Um, but even so, I mean, maybe you could say because of the league, but at the same time, it's like this is their job, and that they need to make as much money as they can before they retire, or else they're gonna be stuck, outside of the fan fest trying to sell car insurance. Just fucking sucks right there. That's the fall of grace for me, bro. When you guys, I don't know if they still do them, but they, they do the mole games and they do the little fan fest outside,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll see these tents like to rent cars or whatever, and they'll have like some former guy
They'll
right
have
there,
like
man.
Home
Some,
Depot or Allstate, and then yeah, they're just like over there in the
some,
booth
some of
signing
them,
autographs.
some of them, some of them being ignored. I don't know if you ever guys saw this one. It's kind of sad, man. Virgil from wrestling, he used to be the $1 Million Man's like butler or whatever, and it was like you would see these like wrestling conventions, and he would set up a booth, and it was always empty, bro. It became a thing in the internet where they
Wow.
would post pictures. They would post pictures. It's kind of sad. He's just sitting there, like todo vacío, man. And but that's kind of like where you end up if you didn't save your money. Now you're stuck having to do these random jobs. There's only so many spots in the networks for a TV gig.
I mean, he's not lying. In case you guys didn't see, just recently, Picolin, the former goalie for Pumas, is doing ads for a car dealership in Mexico City.
Hey man,
Like,
I
money's
need
and
to
let's
money.
see
not
that.
and let's not forget, dude, if you're a Pumas player, you get a full ride scholarship to La UNAM. So,
Oh,
este güey la
damn.
cagó somehow.
he didn't. He didn't. He just went to class just to show up. He didn't really pay attention.
I you
Yeah,
know
and I remember watching the documentary, and him and his brother were students, like active students at Lonam. That's why, like, they had to do special trainings, and like it was kind of complicated for them. Pero I saw that commercial, and I was like, damn, bro. I guess that's how much a degree from UNAM gets you.
yeah, I've been thinking about this question a lot, and I man, it's tough. I can think of three players that fell from grace, and it's because of where they were. I think for me, number one is probably Giovanni Dos Santos. Like the fact that he obviously kicked off running, winning the under 17 World Cup, but he was at Barcelona. You know what I mean? He was with Messi, Ronaldinho, and all that. And to see how his career like went, I think to me that was like, damn, bro, we had so much expectations from you. I think for me that was probably like the biggest fall from grace.
You know what? I'll
Yeah.
field this question because I've kind of been thinking about it too. And to be honest, while Joel gave us a pretty good argument, and it is important to make money, the most important thing is for you to keep your relationship and your home status okay. So, with that being said, I would say that the biggest fall from grace would be that of Hector Herrera, not only coming back from Europe to go to Dynamo, sorry, to Hughes, yeah,
Yeah.
Dynamo,
Yep.
then getting booted out of Dynamo and having to land in Toluca. And then once you're in Toluca, the fact that Igor Livnoshki te bajó la vieja, güey, and now you're going through a divorce.
Oh.
Like,
But how old is
that's
Hector
a fall
though?
of grace right there. Wait, not just that. It's like, yo, ahora eres el guapo. Like, you're no longer that ugly indio that left Mexico. And Igor Livnoshki, te bajó la vieja, güey. No
Was that
mames.
his teammate? Damn. she probably like got even, man. This dude was,
Yeah, he
you
was
know, he was
cheating. You know
involved
he was
with the
cheating, bro.
desmadre, man. She's like, I'm gonna get you where it hurts.
I'm gonna leave you for an Americanista. Honestly, bro, that would hurt me too.
That's crazy.
What about the rest of you guys? What do you think?
I was just thinking an example. Este, I would say Diego Lainez. This guy had he had everything. Se fue a Europe,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. Either Europe, he just kept coming. He came back the same way he left. No championships. Nada. Él nomás regresó. Fue y regresó. Let's just say that. Went on a vacation and came back.
Didn't he beat us in the final though? With
Pero eso es
That's it, man.
oh,
Like,
no
look,
más.
I'm just gonna rebuke what you said because this same thing was brought up after he won the championship against you guys. They asked him, pues, Linus, todos dicen que eres un fracaso. ¿Qué piensas tú? And people were like, how dare they fucking ask him that in that moment? And he just said, it's like, well, if I'm a failure who has 2 leagues championships, has been to Europe, got all of these things. So it's up to you guys to decide what it is that I am, but my story is not done.
Mm.
Y luego en el camerino, of course, those videos of like that song that Chivas made famous of like, pásame su número y le enseño a ese idiota cómo hacerte el amor while he has his 2 medals, while he's kissing the trophy and doing all of these things that Chivas could only dream about. So while he might be a failure, he's a more
I
successful
don't.
failure
I
than
don't.
your
I don't.
successes.
I don't consider Linus a failure because he's still young and who knows what he can. He might get another chance to go back to Europe.
Yeah, he just had that bad spell right
I
there
think.
with the
Yeah.
team
He
and
just
Betis where
he made the mistake of
yeah,
picking Real Betis over going to the Dutch league. That was his mistake.
yeah, I agree. I was against it, but in retrospect, I think he would have flourished in the Dutch league. Because pretty much 90% of the Mexicans that go there do, and then I think he would have been like in a better spot to to then jump to a stronger league. But everything was like he had everything set on the table because you even had, I think it was the vice president travel to Mexico to you know
Yeah.
to convince him and all that, and it looked like they really wanted him there,
Mm-hmm.
and they were betting on him. But I feel like sometimes that happens in clubs where you have like one section of the club of the directivos that are betting on this player, and then you have other, especially in these clubs, right, where it's a lot of what do you call it, socios. So you got like some of them, and and then they will like vote for presidency and stuff. And so I kind of feel sometimes they'll sabotage each other to try to like win favor and be like, oh look, I brought this coach or I brought these players.
So I agree that that does occur, but I don't think that's relevant to the Diego Lainez case because this guy had like 4 different coaches at Betis. So he had the Chilean guy, he had some dude named Rubin, and then he had Quique Setien, and none
But
of
yeah,
them counted
that's
with
the
him.
problem though. That's I think that becomes a big problem too when you have so many coaches, and it just shows just to
Don't
me
make
is
excuses for the guy,
instability.
bro. You don't know him.
Well, I'm not making an excuse for him, but I'm just saying because I think after like maybe the second season, he should have just left. He should have been like, hey, just transfer me or
So he
send me
did. He went to
elsewhere.
Braga. He went to Braga, and they
Yeah.
didn't want him. He barely played there. He played sometimes. He got like a
That's
couple
what's
assists, right?
Yeah.
And and
good.
and and then like
Se le
they
subió.
yeah, and then he went to Tigres, and he was on the bench there,
Yep.
and now he's barely like coming good. So like he flopped pretty hard. I had high hopes for him too, and I still have high hopes for him. But I don't like. I feel like he was the problem, right? And so because you have 4 coaches at Betis, the Braga coach, the previous coach at Tigres. and
Yeah.
then just barely now he's good.
It's like
Come on,
what's the
it's
common
him.
denominator? It's him. You know, he's
It
the
is
problem.
exactly.
What about you,
Now,
Ricardo? Who do you think is the biggest fall from grace?
Uh, I'll go ahead, Abdias.
just really quickly, just to add a little bit more context to the whole Diego Linus thing. The whole Diego Linus thing is a result of what happens when you rush a process, because it is well documented that
Russia
the reason.
process.
Wait, Diego Linus, he went to Betis because his dad was the one who was pushing for him to leave. He was pulling the levers in the background, which forced America to have to sell him. America was telling them to hold on, to not leave yet at this point, to develop a little bit more, or at
You
least go to the Dutch league.
He won a
Y el
chip.
papá le
What
des-
more do you know? There's what more can you do in Liga MX?
I think it
ganar
was the right
tres.
move. It was the
It,
right move.
it was the right move.
He didn't pull it off right.
Right
He didn't
move,
pull it
wrong
off.
team.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And that's what they were advising him. Is like, yo, don't go to this team. Right now isn't the time. Pero el papá estaba necio de que no, mi hijo se tiene que salir, se tiene que ir a Europa, da, 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 da. And because his dad is a higher ranking in America and Televisa, boom, lo vendieron. Because he was applying that external pressure. And now he's
I
back
have heard
here.
his dad is like hard to work with. I've heard the guy from Raza Deportivo say that Ramos.
It's a LeVar Ball type thing.
Oh, but what's it called? Who do I think is my biggest fall from grace? So, do you guys remember El Chaton? He won the gold medal with Mexico.
Of course.
Bald-headed dude.
Chaton Enrique.
Yeah, man. His knees blew up, and then he faded hard.
Yeah.
But like I thought the world of him. I was like, this is our guy, dude. So the fall from grace, that was pretty crazy. And then of course you got Gulet Peña going to like the doblete with Leon, right? I think, or just doing really well at the World Cup, and then with Leon, and then just becoming a drunk and playing indoor soccer in TJ now.
But you're just naming people that had like a low ceiling, bro. I mean, we're talking about like
Goulet was good, dude. What are you talking about? Goulet was good, and Chaton was like.
But they never.
Everyone was on his nuts, bro. They were like he was hyped super hard. And then number one, biggest fall from grace, Pizarro.
That's a good one.
Him, yeah, like him, Pachuca. Like we're like, wow, he's amazing. Chivas, we're like, dude, this guy's so great. And then he goes to Monterrey, flops so hard, goes to Miami, does nothing. And then they terminate his contract, send him back out here, and now he's at Mazatlan.
Oh shit, he's not even in Greece anymore? Wait, did he go to Greece?
Nah.
He did go to Greece.
Mazatlan. He did go to Greece. Yeah, you're right. But now he's at Mazatlan.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Anonymous, bro.
What do you guys think of Rafa Marquez? Because you guys got to remember, he was at Barcelona and he was the captain of Barcelona. And he left, I think, prematurely from Europe. He was 31 when he joined Red Bull over in New York. And I just felt like he still had a couple more years that he could have done in Europe.
I think the problem with Rafa at that point in time was his knees, dude. He wasn't able to keep up with the pace that was happening in Europe. So, just like any Asian player, he secured the bag, right? He came to MLS. They fucking backed up the Brinks truck to his house, and he was good, right? At that point in time, when you have a player who's won champions, who's done all of this, like you said, what more are you going to ask from him, right? What is the next step for him? He already won the big year cup.
Also, Pep Guardiola was cleaning house in Barcelona that year. Like Samuel Eto'o got cleared out. Who else left? I know Rafa did. We were just talking about him, but there was some other old guys that got ruled out.
También.
Yeah, Ronaldinho, and someone else. There's someone else I'm missing, but Pep wanted him gone, and he replaced him with Piqué, who flopped at Manchester United, and then he also started playing Yaya Toure there. And then eventually Yaya Toure didn't want to play center back, and he left to Manchester City to become a CDM or a center midfielder for them. But he was basically pushed out of Barcelona, and like Abdia said, he secured the highest bid, and which was New York Red Bulls,
I
where he
think
did not
he,
give a fuck.
if I, where did I think he had an offer to go to Juve, and I think he declined it and he went to New York. Yeah, I was really upset when he left because like I said, I felt he had a couple more years in Europe. Also like Chicha when he was at Sevilla and then he took the offer to go to LA. I think he still had a couple more years left in Europe. And then, I mean, what do you guys think of Carlos Vela? He joined LAFC at the age, basically the same age as, actually, he was a little bit younger than Chucky. He was doing a great job in Betis, or not Betis, oh my God,
Real Sociedad.
Sociedad, yeah. But, coming from a kid, he went to Arsenal. I think those are some pretty big fall from graces.
You might say that, but at the same time, look at Carlos Vela's own words, right? Like, he doesn't love soccer. He just so happens to be good at it and it pays his bills. He doesn't like the soccer lifestyle. He prefers to go watch fucking basketball. He prefers to go watch an MLB game somewhere where the lights aren't all on him. He enjoys that beach lifestyle. That's why last season he only came in to play the postseason for LAFC. Like, you have to take into account what's important to a human being. And for him, it was his work life balance. And guess what? He'd rather have a life outside of work. So I don't blame him for any of that. If anything, honestly, it's commendable. It's one of those things where people need to know their worth and their value and then realize what's important to them.
Just wait, man. Once he stops making money, that fucking wife of his is gonna dump his ass.
Oh, well, wait, that's all of us. I'm happy you came to that realization in your own marriage.
Once they don't live that LA lifestyle, who knows, man? That dude might be doing some indoor soccer over there in LA or something.
Look, wait, as long as he doesn't take her to fucking Toluca or anywhere like that, because, ya sabes, güey, los pinches chapulines están por todos lados.
For real.
For sure, folks. Want to give you guys your opportunity to have some closing thoughts. We're almost at the 2-hour mark, and I know it's really late over there on the East Coast, so I appreciate y'all hopping on.
You know what? I'll go first. And it's kind of what I talked about earlier. It was like, mira, chiquita, te fuiste de aquí a la primera oportunidad de que alguien te prometió cosas bonitas, que te dijeron que valías más y que la vida iba a ser mejor. Pero ahora, ¿qué estás haciendo? Estás haciendo quecas a las 12 de la mañana en el pinche parque al lado de la plaza donde un güey se mió, ¿verdad? So, I'll tell me, I'm happy that you're failing. I'm happy that things haven't panned out for you the way that you wanted because you had everything. We fucking gave you everything that you asked for. We invested over 75 mil in one fucking transfer window. We let players go, players who are now the líderes de goleo por la pinche liga. ¿Y qué hiciste? Te fuiste. Ahora, vete a patear piedras, vete a chupar vergas y nos veremos después.
That was beautiful, man. Exactly what you said, but replace Anselmi with Gago.
You stole my closing thought. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say, Gago, chinga tu madre. Um, you deserve all this pain you're suffering right now. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. Thanks for the 2 million, bro.
For real.
Did Joel drop? I don't know if he's still on, but Rifalo, what you got, man?
Damn, the previous two guys sound saltier than my Ekis. But my closing thoughts are again Jovenazo rundown. So during this last jornada, we had 68 total U23 players out of 378 total players available to play over this jornada. That is 18%. So dancing around 1/5 and 1/6 of the total player pool. Good number. It's a jump from last jornada. And so I just want to shout out some guys. You know, Necaxa won 3-1 against Mazatlan. Emilio Lara looking really good. I'm surprised he's not getting called up. There's also this other guy, a center back, Jesus Alcantar, 21-year-old, 6'4", center back. He's a big boy. Keep an eye on this guy. I like him. Necaxa. He's benching Montes' little brother. And then you got Arturo Palma, 23-year-old center attacking midfielder, got 1 assist. So these 3 youngsters for Necaxa, they're really good. Let's keep an eye on them. And then who else we got? Juarez, they lost to Toluca 4-0, right? But Juarez today, they played pretty well. They beat Tigres, right? And there's this kid named Eder Lopez, 19-year-old. I liked him. I saw him, caught my eye. Keep an eye on Eder Lopez, 19-year-old center midfielder for Juarez. And then I think there's just Hugo Camberos, 18-year-old with the assist for Chivas.
Yes, sir.
This guy's probably the best starlet out there, better than Gil Mora, better than Fimbres, better than everyone, man. I think he's for La Selección. I'm surprised he's not called up. I love the guy's only 18 years old, play as a 10, play on the right, play on the left. He can take his man. I'm a big fan of him. And then who else? Who's my last guy? That was it. But yeah, good numbers today for the Jovenazos. And yeah, thanks for having me, everyone. Good shit. And I'll see you all some other time.
Hell yeah, Rifado. Yeah, Camberos gets me excited, man. I remember like very early in that Pachuca game, he had a slide tackle and it was just a thing of beauty. And they showed the replay in slow-mo. I'm like, this guy's got it all, man. I don't know how much longer he'll be at Chivas, but he's getting the attention of Europe. Guys, my birthday is on Thursday, so all I want for my birthday is a big booty hit. No, all I want for my birthday is for us to beat San Luis and to beat Pumas this weekend, you know, because I'm having a party on Saturday. It'd be embarrassing to have that game on. They lose. So hopefully for my birthday, they'll go out there and take care of business. San Luis is in last place, so should be pretty straightforward. And I know Pumas aren't doing so well either. But very, very grateful to be on this earth, and awesome that we have a reoccurring cast that is as passionate about Liga MX as I am, and appreciate each and every one of you on today's episode, and of course our hundreds and hundreds of listeners that will be listening to this episode in post. But yeah, that's all we got for you guys tonight. And again, a double shout out to Nashville. Had a blast out there. Y'all get down. I fucks with it. And that's all I got.